So first and foremost, I want to say I appreciate you again for coming on, man. Thanks for taking the time to have a chat with me.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to just like give a brief introduction, a bit about yourself, who you are?
All right, I'll give a brief introduction. All right, bet. So, hello everyone. My name is MarTooSaucy. I've been doing YouTube since I was about 11 years old. I started off doing gaming content, 2K,
Mm,
GTA, basically all the games because the first person I ever watched on YouTube was actually Phantom. So that's where I started when I started doing YouTube, and I knew I wanted to do YouTube like ever since I was little. So I've been doing it for some years now, but I just started doing it consistently and like finding my niche probably about a few months ago, and I just started going with it, and it's doing its thing, and I'm growing. I'm actually 17 years old. I'll be 18 in like 2 months, and yeah, I feel like I'm living in my purpose, man. I'm just trying to motivate people to do better, and trying to help people improve, and that's really what I feel like is making me happy, and I feel like I'm doing my thing. So yeah.
mm, that's what's up. Okay. I like that, bro. So what was it about YouTube that excited you, in the early stages when you was 11, 12? What made you want to start creating content?
I think it was when I saw, like, I grew up watching creators like DDG, Phantom, and just seeing them like play video games and do vlogs and stuff. I knew it was something I can do because I knew I had the personality to do it. So even though like I was
Mm,
young, I didn't go through much. I knew like I could see myself doing it. It was just something in me. I just
yeah.
knew I could see myself doing it. So when I was little, I think the aspect of me like editing and stuff like that, because even when I wasn't uploading on YouTube, I was always editing something. Like I was always editing like a little clip or always editing something together, even when I wasn't uploading on YouTube. So I think it was just the fact of me editing and just being creative, because like growing up I wasn't good at a lot of things. Like I wasn't good at sports. I was too small, I was too short, like too slow. Like I wasn't good at a lot of things, but one thing I realized that I was doing that whole time of me being young was doing like artistic stuff, like editing and drawing and making music, and that's always been my thing. So
Okay, I hear that, bro. And so, okay, so you started off making, gaming content, watching Phantom DDG. And what led to the transition in the content? You don't post gaming videos, you post more kind of self-improvement stuff now. What has it led to that change?
it was a lot of changes in my content. Like first I started off with gaming content. Then after I did the gaming content, I did that for a while. Like cuz I was on the game like a majority of the time. Like I was on the game all the time. So I did gaming
Mm,
content, and then I was like, "You know what? I'm going to do something different." So I started doing fashion content. I was doing fashion content, with clothing, different pieces and stuff like that. And I was like, man, like this not really doing nothing for me for real. So then I started doing public interviews and like going out in public, and like after school, saying me and a group of friends will just hop in the car, go to the mall, and just start doing public interviews. But I was like, man, I don't think this is gonna go how, like, I don't, it's not going good. Like it's something missing. I just thought it was something missing. And I was like, it I got to a point where it was like, man, I need to do something that is gonna give me fulfillment, but I can also, help people and, do something that's gonna like benefit me in a good way. That something I can do long term. So then it just so happens that my camera breaks. Like my camera breaks. And it was my dog. My dog ate my camera and it broke. It broke. It was a $700 camera that I worked for like months
oh,
for. And I was like, man, what the freak am I gonna do? So
yeah.
after that, I graduated not too long after that. And I went to my mom's house. That's where I'm at right now. And I was like, man, I can't just sit down and not make no content because I don't got no camera. So I got to do something. So I was like, you know what? I'm far away from everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the middle of nowhere right now. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much in the
Yeah.
country of Georgia. So I'm not around my friends like that. And I'm like, man, I gotta make videos. Like I have to make content. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start doing this. And I don't even know where the idea came from. I just made the video one day and it started doing good. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. So then the ideas start coming
Mm,
in, the videos start flowing in. I'm like, man, I'm gonna just keep doing it. I'll just keep doing it. And I feel like it was meant to be because like it took I
mm,
remember how long it took me to hit 100 subscribers. I did that in a month now. So it's like, bro, I can do this. Like this is it. Like and
mm.
this is just the beginning. So
I feel it, man. I love that. That's growth right there, the transition in your content that reflects, the different stages in your life. I really love that, man. Okay, so you said that it kind of just hit you. You don't really know what kind of caused you to start creating this kind of content. Would it like possibly have been influenced by any content creators you're watching or any, self-improvement influencers or whatever? Are you watching any of them right now?
as of right now, no. But before I actually got into self improvement itself, I started watching Von Two Cut. I watched him when I was probably like I would say 14. I would say 14. That's when I first got into the whole self improvement thing. And this was
Yeah.
when COVID was such a big thing. COVID hit and everybody was in quarantine and pretty much in the whole United
Yeah.
States. So everybody was in the house and when I came across Von Two Cut, he was talking about self improvement and just bettering yourself. And I realized that like that's something that I was interested in. So I just started doing and I started noticing everything around me was changing, like how I looked at things was changing, like how my body was like everything was getting better, everything. And I noticed that so I took self-improvement serious and I started to like really take that serious and I bettered myself. And when I came back into people's eyes and when people started seeing me and it was like, oh shit, like this nigga really like changed. He really got better. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? And I just started helping people. Like it even started at school. Like people would ask me for advice and I would give them advice, you know what I'm saying, on how they can get better at this and get better at this. So I feel like it was just like a natural thing. Like everything happened naturally.
Mm, I love that, man. And that's a different kind of feeling, when everyone else can see that change in you and, they're even asking you for advice now. Oh, that's sick, bro. Okay, so moving aside from that for a bit, what would you say is, the biggest distraction or kind of problem that affects the mental health of, teenagers, young people today? Like, you're 17 years old. What would you say has affected you or people that you know? Is it, bad eating habits? Is it social media? Is it lack of exercise? Is it peer pressure? What would you say?
Um, I would say it could be a lot of things, but one thing I would say is patience. A lot of young teenagers don't have patience. They look at social media, and they see that everybody has all these flashy things, all these nice cars, pretty much everything. You know what I'm saying? You even got teenagers on social media that got all this stuff, and they looking at it like, "Why I don't got it?" And one thing I would say is like everything. No, one thing I would say is wait your turn. Wait your turn. You know, when I was young, I used to see all the, what I'm saying, all the kids with the nice shoes and the nicest clothes and everything, and I would have conversations with them. But at the end of the day, they were probably the worst people I've ever talked to in my life. The only thing they had on was the clothes and the shoes. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, they was shit people. So it's like
Yeah.
really just wait your turn. Be patient and everything is going to happen eventually. You see how everything I went to led to this moment right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait your turn. It's
Mm,
gonna come. Just keep working, and focus on what you have going on. You know.
I feel it. Wait your turn. I like that, man. Okay, so why do you think, we're so impatient? Is it like a lack of finances, or is it because of jealousy, or is it like what is it about social media that makes all of those things so glamorous, would you say?
Um, I feel like before, like we couldn't see like what people had. Before social media even existed, we couldn't see what other people had across the world. We couldn't see all these different women in different countries and different states. Like we couldn't see all that. So I feel like people had more direction in their lives because they wasn't focused on other people's lives. So that's why I feel like social media is such like a it's such a it's such a hard thing because it's a good thing and a bad thing because not it helps people grow like when it comes to like businesses and things like that because you can get viewership and customers and things like that, but it also hurts people because you got young people looking at social media that don't really have nothing, and it builds their expectations to this, so they feel like they need to be this at a certain age when they really don't. So I feel like social media is it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, and I feel like it affects like younger teens really negatively, and they really shouldn't be on it. In my opinion, that's just my opinion.
Mm, it's a blessing and a curse. Yeah, that's the best way to put it, for real. Okay, so
Hmm.
you made a video about, like, deleting social media. Can we just talk about that for a bit? Like, what kind of social medias was you on, and what impact did it have on you, maybe physically or mentally, your mindset, and what was the difference when you deleted it, for those who don't know?
Okay, so when I made that video, like I've been going through that for a long time. Like even when I first had social media, I just realized that it wasn't helping me. I realized that anytime I would post something, anytime I would put something on there, you know what I'm saying? People would just look at it. I'm looking at what other people got going on. And I look at a lot of things from a different perspective. So when I was looking at like how I was posting shit on social media and nobody was interacting with my stuff, I was telling them, oh, go subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Go check out my video. Nobody's interacting with my stuff. I'm following people trying to. And it's just like, dang, like, what's the point of even having this app? So I just
Mm,
got to a point where I started deleting Instagram every once in a while, just deleting it. And it got to a point where I was like, man, I'm gonna disable this junk. So I disabled it, and like I just noticed I had like it was like this thing. It was like something just lifted off of me, and I wasn't worried about nothing. No, like I wasn't worried about what nobody had going on no more. I was just focused on what I had going on, and I was able to take all that time that I used to spend on social media and put it into something better that was actually helping me and improving me. You know, um, not to say that you gotta be doing something like hard all the time or doing something to improve all the time, because it could have been just me chilling, or just watching TV. But I'd rather do that than be focused on everybody else's life. And that's I feel like social media is like one of the main causes of depression, honestly. That's just coming from me.
mm. No, definitely, it's definitely one of the biggest factors, for sure. Okay, so for someone who's also, trying to grow something on YouTube, let's say, and they're trying to promote it, and they're not really seeing any results and stuff like that, they're impatient. Like, how can how can someone overcome that feeling of, they're not seeing any growth in their YouTube channel, not seeing any views on their YouTube videos? Like, what mindset do you have that keeps you going to keep posting even when, maybe growth is slow?
Hmm. Um, by understanding that slow growth is better than no growth at all. The
Mm,
way YouTube works, like I would say, if you're going through that, learn more about YouTube. Like learn more, study more about YouTube and understand that if you don't upload, then ain't nobody seeing your content. That's just that right there. You know, if you don't upload, nobody's seeing your content. If you're not consistent, your videos are not going to consistently get in the algorithm. So you got to understand, is it about the views that you get or is it about the videos that you upload? You know what I'm saying? Is it about the quality of videos you upload? And a lot of like I could really get into this right now. Hold on. So
Go for
look. I know I'm about to get into it real quick, right? So, right,
it.
YouTube is like this big thing. Before you people even get into doing YouTube, they get so like unmotivated because they feel like they have to be perfect in the beginning. They feel like every video has to be 4K and you know what I'm saying, all this boom boom. But understand that I'm growing a channel on my cell phone right now. I never thought I would be doing that. I had a camera before I even, but you got to understand it's about who you are. If your audience likes who you are, they're going to stick to your content. It's not about, let's
Yeah.
say you even lose subscribers. If you lose subscribers, your channel and your videos are going to find subscribers that actually like your content, you know? So the odds are not against you. You got to understand that when you put out videos and when you keep putting out videos and if you have good titles, good thumbnails, you're actually doing something that people can appreciate, people are going to like your content. So like I would just say look past the views. It's more than just views. It's about you getting the content out and you building that fan base. Cause one thing that I looked at when I was like real small, somebody said appreciate the supporters that you have now. Cause
Mm,
when I was real small, there was people that was watching me. But I was so, oh, I need to have this and I need to have this that I looked past the supporters that was already watching me. So you have to
mm.
appreciate where you're at, but still stay consistent and still keep going and look past the views. Just make sure you're putting out good content. That's it. That's all you got to do. And just keep being consistent.
That's real. Yeah, it's so easy to just, look at what you don't have, so then you kind of like forget to appreciate what you have now. That's real.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say are your like goals for YouTube? Are you trying to kind of build it up and see as like how far you can go? What's your goal for YouTube kind of thing? Was it like a side
One of
hustle?
my uh it's not like a side hustle. I feel like one of my goals for YouTube is to be able to branch off and like okay, one of my main goals for YouTube is to be able to put one of my family members or put family members and loved ones like on a platform to the point where if they want to do YouTube they could. I want to be at a point where I can like help other people come up too. So like I think about not only myself, but I think about like my family and helping them out too. Because at the end of the day, I do it all for them. That's who I do it for. I want to make sure they're good too. But one of my main goals for YouTube, as far as like subscribers go, I want to get that plaque. I've been dreaming about that plaque for a long, long, long time, and I'm gonna get
Yeah,
it. You know.
I love that, man. I respect that. And that thing about, putting your families on is real, like DDG, that's exactly what he did. He put on literally his entire family. It's crazy. So I respect that a lot, bro. Okay. Moving us aside from that. Okay, so you're a content creator, the daily grind, scripting videos, recording, editing. So what would you say does a day in your life look like right now?
A day in my life.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the morning, I wake up, I meditate, and I pretty much say what I'm thankful for. I do all my manifestation. I envision what I want in my life and how I want my life to look in the next years. You know what I'm saying? What I want to bring into my life. I just take some time out to like envision it. I might go on a walk. I might just chill, look out the window. I just kind of relax in the morning, you know. Right now, I work a 9 to 5. I work at Zaxby's. You know, I work a little fast food job, so I go ahead and I go to work from 9 to 5. I get off, and then I chill with my mom for a few hours. Then at night, I go ahead and I record my videos, I edit my videos, and I upload my videos, and I go to sleep, and then repeat it again. That's how my days
Mm,
go.
real. I respect that. Okay, so one thing you pointed out that you're working like 9 to 5 kind of thing. What's one thing that you could say to other young people who they're trying to get some money, but they want to start a business or they want to I don't know become an influencer or something because they don't want to work a part-time job or 9 to 5 what kind of thing because maybe they're embarrassed of it or I don't know they see their favorite influencers never had a job and they're a millionaire.
Hmm. Um, I would say work that 9 to 5, work it. I mean, honestly, if you are broke and you're like, hey, I want to be an influencer, you can do it. You can do it, but you can also make money while doing it. So a lot of people say, hey, I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I don't want to work a job. But a majority of the people that you watch now that are probably millionaires, billionaires, they have worked a job before. You know what I'm saying? So you
Mm,
got to start somewhere. So don't be embarrassed of having a job. Trust me, you will not be looked at as a crazy teenager for getting a job. There's a lot of older people. You'll see that it's a lot of older people that work jobs. That's a lot of you're gonna be basically working with a lot of older people. So you're making the
mm,
same money they're making. So understand that, it's money. At the end of the day, it's just money, and it's not gonna hurt to work a job. I am gonna work a job, but you know what I'm gonna do with the money? I'm gonna take the money and I'm gonna invest it in myself and what I want to do with my life. So I'm gonna take that money and invest it in my business or whatever I want to do. So just think smarter, not harder. Like, don't be embarrassed by a 9 to 5. And a lot of these, like, man, these girls be really, they want scammers and all this, but don't listen to that.
oh
Just
bro.
work a job, bro. Because I promise you, there's girls that like you that you know what I'm saying, that's gonna look at you at the job too. So hey, man.
Mm, that's real. Okay, what is something that you or another ambitious, hardworking guy should look for in a female, do you think? What are some things that you should stay away from?
Me personally, I stay away from girls that like scammers and robbers and thugs because
Yeah.
that's not me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hell
um,
no.
I also stay away from I stay away from women that tend to that I- me personally, like, okay, so the way, like, especially women around my age are, they don't really have no real goals like that. They don't really have no real, you know what I'm saying? They just
Mm,
living, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really expect too much from them. I just want them to be feminine. That's all. Be a woman. Don't be a man. I'm not talking to a man, That's
mm,
that.
I feel it. Okay, we'll move aside from that. Do you read any books, by the way? Self improvement kind of books, self help.
Um yes, yes, yes. Right now, okay, so the first book I ever got into,
Mm.
as far as self improvement goes, was let me see, it's actually back here. It's a book by David Goggins. It's called
Ah,
I think it's called Never Give Up or Never Giving Up or something like that.
oh yeah, something. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's basically where he talks about how, like, he had a lot of trauma growing up with his mom. I think it was his mom getting beat by his dad, and
Mm,
basically he took all that anger that he was going through in the years and he kept it inside of him or whatever. And he eventually forgave his dad when he got older, but as he grew up, he became real lazy and he didn't really care about life. until he was like 25 because he blamed that on his father, you know? He blamed that on his father because he
Yeah.
thought that was the way to go. But he realized that all that trauma he had to get it out his mind in order to become successful. Because, you know, like a lot of people, they have a lot of baggage from their past and a
Yeah.
lot of things in their mind and traits and different things that affect them in their future. But like in order to truly succeed, you have to go in your mind and really take all the negative out. You got to take all of it out. And it's hard. It's really hard. But once you do it, it will truly set you free, honestly. But that's one of the books I was reading or whatever. And another book I'm reading is Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah. Napoleon Hill.
And yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
But yeah,
Okay, so
I think
which
that
one would you say has like impacted you the most? Is it the David Goggins one?
uh yes, yes, yes. I would say to
Mm,
think
I
David
feel it.
Goggins. Another book I read was I think it's The Four Laws of dang, I can't even remember it right now.
What, the 48
Uh
Laws of Power?
no, it's not the 48 Laws of Power.
Oh,
Um it's not the 48 Laws of Power. But it's like a spiritual book. But
oh, okay.
yeah, the David Goggins that book helped me because like I started to look at everything that I went through in my life and I took it and I pretty much went into my brain and, changed my thoughts and dropped everything that's negative. So now it's like I can only move up. That's how I feel.
Mm, I feel it. Yeah, David Goggins, his story is inspirational for real. As a, young man trying to become strong, all of this kind of things, what would you say people like our age should be focusing on right now? Is it, building a good body, building a good mindset, improving your personality, your character, trying to find a girlfriend? What would you say is the most important thing, or some of the most important things? Is it meditation, reading?
I would say the most important things to do, like as a young man, is to not focus on women because that will take a lot of time. It'll take too much time, like too much
Mm,
time. And the reason why I say that, and the reason why I said that first, is because you got to understand that when you're not focused on women, you get more women. If you know, you know.
mm,
Second, the reason why you shouldn't focus on women is because they're always going to be here. One thing my dad always told me is that you don't need to have no girlfriend. You don't need to, be in nothing committed right when you're young. And I understand that, you know what I'm saying? Because women are always going to be here. The same women that you may have had wanted in high school and after y'all graduated, they went to college or whatever, they'll be there in the next 4 years. Trust, they will be there. They might be, they might be fat, might be ugly, who knows? They might
yeah,
glow up,
that's
who knows? But they'll
that's
always
fact.
be there. They'll always be
Mm,
there, especially the ones that maybe have liked you in the past. And, bruh, the way women work, they might still like you after years of not talking to you, bro. It's crazy.
mm,
But, yeah, don't focus on women. Um, Another thing I would say is take your time. I swear everything is going to happen when it needs to happen. Don't feel like you need to rush anything and make
mm,
your own decisions. Like try to start making your own decisions and try to start doing as much as you can for yourself as much as you can. Cuz you got to understand when you go into this world, you are alone. Yes, you might have your parents to call, but most of the decisions you make are going to be by yourself. So, try to make as much decisions as you can by yourself and it's
mm,
another thing I would say. Um don't rush to be flashy. Don't you don't have to be flashy. You don't need to be flashy. You don't need to have the fastest car when you're 18, 19, 20, 21. You don't need to have the fastest, most luxurious car. You don't, you know. But
Mm.
if you could afford it, do it. But a lot of people can't afford
Fair.
it and they're doing it. So that's what I'm saying. Just take your time, you know. Um
Mm.
and yeah,
Okay.
yeah, focus on saving money. Save money. Yes, save some money.
Save money. Okay. Mm. There's some good ideas, bro. Okay. I want to talk a bit about like, because you've mentioned a couple of times, like family, you place a huge emphasis on family, mum and dad. And so what's like a piece of advice you could give to, because there's a lot of teenagers who they don't really have a good relationship with their family. They just come home from school, lock themselves in their room. They don't really speak to their parents or respect them, stuff like that. They don't really get along with their siblings.
Um I would say find your people, because like one thing about it is like everybody has cards dealt to them. A lot of people don't have a family that they can come to and talk to
Yes.
about different things and vent to. So I would just say find some friends, or find somebody that you could talk to. Find somebody that you could spend your time with, because if your family doesn't want to see you succeed, if your family is like against you, you need to find somebody who does want to see you succeed. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta,
Mm,
like, you can't do everything by yourself. You need to find some people that you can work with, that you can talk to, that you can chill with. And if that's that might be, that might be somebody else that's close to you that you haven't even met yet. So like just go
mm,
out and find people, talk to people, and yeah, because I know
mm,
that whole family not being there for you, that family not appreciating you and stuff like that, I know it's hard. I know it's hard. So just pray. You know what I'm saying? Have faith, and find people. Have faith that somebody, man. Pray for somebody
mm.
to come.
That's real. Yeah, being a lone wolf, it's not easy doing that. You need people around you as humans. Okay, nice man. Okay, so final question. What's like a tip kind of thing, or maybe one piece of advice that you learned from a book or YouTube or something that you could give to someone who's really new on their self improvement journey and they want to become a better version of themselves, but they're still in the beginning stages, so they lack discipline, they lack motivation, they're lazy, still doing all the bad habits. How can they take themselves to the next level? What's the first step kind of thing?
The first step is understanding that what you're doing is wrong. A lot of people don't even get to the first step because they think what they're doing is right, but you have to really look at what you're doing and understand that what you're doing is not helping you. That's the only way you could even go any further. And even if it maybe no, it's no maybe, it's yes or no. If it's not helping you, you gotta let it go. You gotta understand that it's
Mm,
wrong. That's the only way you can change um how you're growing and how you're going moving forward. But
mm,
yeah, yeah.
I like that. Okay, sick answer, bro. So where can people find you on any social media that you might have, YouTube, all of that good stuff?
Okay. So you can find me on YouTube at MarTooSaucy. Um MarToSaucy. You can find me on Instagram. I'm actually gonna put that in my description at the dot official MTS. And if you wanna message me, you wanna talk to me, my DMs are open. So, just hit me up. I don't think I have any other socials other than that. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, nice man. Thank you for coming on, man. Sick, really good
No
answers,
problem, no
bro.
problem.
And I look forward to
No
seeing you
problem.
blow up on YouTube, man.
I
So
look forward to you too, bro. I've been watching.
I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.